Hey everyone, in this video we're going to be talking about how to pick a golden niche. Now this is something that's very important for you guys because you're going to be doing a lot of keyword research, a lot of competition analysis, and you're going to be using your brains. Now we have tools built to help you in this process, but before you start using the tools, it's very important to understand the elements that you need to make sure are in place to make sure that you're choosing a niche that's going to be easy to rank for. We're looking for quick wins. So I'm going to go over to my computer here, and you can see we're looking at a rank and rent niche selection checklist. So these are all the items that we're going to be looking at and that we're going to be analyzing when we're deciding whether or not we want to go after a specific niche or not. So it's very important that you guys stick to this checklist and that you tick off every box along the way as you're researching your niches. If something doesn't get a check mark, if a value is higher than a value that I recommend, as a beginner, I strongly suggest you skip it and move on because we want you to get fast wins. If you choose something that's a higher value than what I recommend, it's just going to make your job harder. Now you're going to run across a lot of scenarios where things are borderline close to what you want. Now, as you get more experience, it's okay to start raising those numbers on your own. But as a newbie, it's very important that as soon as something is out of the range that I suggest you move on, you will still find sites, guys. There's literally an unlimited list of or amount of niches that you can go after. So I want to go over this sheet with you. Okay, the first part of this is you want to print this off and then have it by your side as you're looking at your niches and be checking things off as you go. And then really what I'm saying here is basically what I just said. Stick to the rules. It's just going to make it easier for you. What we're going after is quick wins. So the first item up, okay, is if you're going to be going into niches or checking niches like something like dentist. I always love this one because it's such a great one. You don't want to go after dentist because it's simply going to be too competitive, but you want to go after a sub niche of dentistry. You want to dig a little deeper than most people are digging. So for instance, if you're inexperienced, you want to go after orthodontists in dentistry instead of dentistry because dentistry is just too competitive. So a quick and easy way for you guys to find out what niches exist in dentistry is simply a Google search. You can go to google.com, okay, and just whatever area you're in, it doesn't even matter which area, but you can type in Edmonton dentist, okay, and then just go to the first real dentist that you see, like Bellevue or Bellevive Dental, doesn't matter. And what you're going to look at is their services page or their treatments page. You're looking for what type of services they offer, and that's just going to give you ideas of dentistry. So we can see under treatments here, they have cavities, fillings, repairs, sensitive teeth restorations, crowns, caps, root canals, dental implants, bridges, gum disease, teeth grinding, oral surgery, TMJ. You can see Invisalign. There's children's dentistry. There's family dentistry. There's all these sub niches in dentistry. So don't go after dentists. Go after something more unique, and it's easy to find by simply visiting a website for the broad niche and seeing what services they offer, and then write those niches down and then check them. Okay. The next thing you want to make sure of is the niche value per sale or service. I call it the NVPS. So basically what that is if you were going to buy the service yourself, how much would it cost? So for instance, if you were getting Invisalign braces, it would probably be $2,000 to $5,000. You'd have an NVPS, a niche value per sale or service of $5,000. Now, starting out, guys, I want to make sure you keep that over 500. I don't want you going after like pooper scoopers, like people that pick up dog poops or people that cut grass, because they're not charging enough money for you to make money and for them to make money by renting them out your site. So make sure that's over $500. Next is the city and town population, and this is a big one, guys. If you're inexperienced, we want to keep the population of the city that you're choosing between 100,000 and 500,000. Why is that? Now let's use pest control as an example. If you're going after pest control in Corpus Christi, which has a population of about $200,000 or $300,000, I believe, well, there's not going to be as many pest control companies in a smaller city as if you were going after pest control in New York, right? There's probably tons of pest control companies in New York, and that's why you want to avoid it. You want to make sure your competition is staying down, and the easiest way to do that is to make sure the population of the city is down, because a smaller population means less businesses with websites that you're going to be competing against. Now, the keyword search volume is another important one. When we're looking for keyword search volumes, we want to make sure that the volume, if you're inexperienced, is going to be less than 500 but over 100. If it's too low, it's not worth going after, but if it's too high, there is a correlation between keyword search volume and the amount of competition you're going to come up against. So keywords with 10,000 searches a month are oftentimes going to have a ton of competition for them. A great example would be like weight loss. So obviously there's millions and millions of searches for that every month, and the competition of it is just huge. That applies pretty consistently throughout all search volumes. So you're going to want to make sure that your search volumes are between 1 to 500. As you get better at this, you're understanding competition and how to analyze, and more importantly, how to beat competition. Well, then you can go after higher keyword search volumes that are going to make your sites more profitable, because you know what it takes to rank. But once again, just starting out, not sure what to do, keep this number in between 100 to 500. Okay, the next numbers are, they're 4 numbers. They're search results and different type of search operators on Google, and you'll see them when I do the searches. But your broad match results, okay, typically if you're inexperienced, you want to keep them less than 1 million. Now, this is the one and only rule that I'll say you can break this rule. If you find a keyword that has over a million results, okay, so for instance, when I did that search for dentist Edmonton in Google, the number right here at the top when Google says this is how many results, these are the next 4 numbers that we're going to be looking at. Broad match just means you're looking at your keyword in Google the way that everybody else does. Okay, you're just typing in a keyword and you're seeing how many results. The broad match number, once again, okay, this is the only place that I'll allow you to break the rule. If it's less than 1 million, consider it a big bonus, but it's not important if it's more than 1 million, okay? So just keep that in mind. This is the only one where you can break this rule, and I even have those listed out in the notes. The phrase match results are basically taking a keyword and putting quotes around them and saying, I'm looking for the phrase somewhere in the content. The results typically come down quite a bit, okay? And here we're looking for a number less than 20,000, okay? If as you get more experienced, 50,000 up to 50,000 is better. And basically these are the number of competing sites that have the phrase Edmonton Dentist somewhere within the results. Okay, the next one is going to be called in title match. This is where we're looking for the keyword in the actual title of the result. So all we have to do is keep the keyword in quotes, type in title, add a colon to it, okay? And this number we want to be less than 63. You can see here we have a keyword with 2,660 results, meaning there's a lot of results with the keyword Edmonton Dentist in the title. It's very, very, very competitive, okay? So we're going to keep to less than 63 for the in title results. And then the in URL results, it's the same. We're going to keep that to less than 63. And all we have to do to search that, and I'm going to show you guys how to automate these processes, but for now I'm just showing you as an example. We have 779. Once again, very, very competitive. Okay, so after that, we're going to look at the top 10. If you go through your as you're checking keywords, you're going through this list and everything's checked off to this point, then we're going to look at the top 10 in Google for a keyword. So if we loved our keyword, so let's say, let's just add family. We're going to change our keyword up. Okay, family dentist in Edmonton or Edmonton. Okay, now let's say that this was the keyword that we liked and everything was good, all our numbers were good, our NVPS was good, our search volume was good, our city size was good, which right now in this example we've broken a ton of rules. But then what we're going to do is we're going to look at the actual results of who is showing up in Edmonton, and we're going to look at how powerful they are. Okay, and the way we're going to do that is using a free Chrome extension called the Mozbar, and I'm going to have a lesson to teach you more about that specifically. But what we're going to be looking at in the Mozbar are 2 types of results, because there's always going to be two types of results that show up when you're analyzing the top page. The first type of results is going to be authority and brand sites. These are going to be like Yelp, Facebook pages, Home Advisor pages, Angie's List. You see them all the time. So you're going to see those. The other type of site that you're going to see are actual local businesses. So I'm going to show you how to analyze both the authority and brand sites that are showing up and the local businesses. And it's really quite simple. When you're looking at authority and brand sites, you just want to make sure that they're not building a lot of links to their page. So if you see a Yelp showing for a dentist, a local dentist, we just want to check to make sure that they're not building links to the page. And then when you're looking for local businesses, okay, you can see right here the checklist. Authority and brand sites, they have 0 backlinks to the page, and they have poor optimization for the keyword in their title, in their URL, meaning it's a listing that's showing up and it's rather weak. If it's a local business, okay, we want to see a DA less than 20, we want to see a PA less than 20, and we want to see that they've built less than 10 links to the page that is ranking, and they also have poor optimization for their keyword and title. So I'll give you a quick example of how we're going to do that. We're going to turn on the Moz bar, okay, and then there we go. We're going to make sure that we're logged in, and then we're going to search that keyword again, make sure, let's see if it's showing up. This is something we actually have to do in incognito mode, which I will show you later on in that lesson. So I'll just quickly go over here into incognito mode, okay, and we're going to look at the top page for Family Dentist in Edmonton, okay. And you can see here's a local site, a DA less than 20, a PA over 20, but 206 links to the page, right? Really competitive. My Smile Family Dental, DA is over, PA is over, 794 links. Millwood's Family Dentistry, it's dentalchoice.ca, domain authority 31, it's over 9 links. DA is good, PA is good, 26 links, so that's not actually terrible, okay, and that's kind of the thing that we're looking for. The links is a little bit high. My Family Dental Clinic, DA is terrible, PA is terrible, thousands of links. I'm going to talk about that situation later on when we're looking at analysis. Less than 20, 40 links, a little competitive, 20, 15, 0 links, so there's a really weak result, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a lot of weak results in the page. The ones that are strong, we're looking for poor optimization. So I'll just finish this one really quickly. It's a little high here, 105 links is high, the DA is good, 20, 22, 12 links, that's borderline okay, and then this one, a lot of links. So it's doable, but it's a little bit competitive. And then the last check is when I say I'm looking for optimization in the title, in the URL, I'm seeing if anyone's actually optimizing for this keyword, okay, Family Dentist Edmonton. So I can press Control F on my keyword, okay, and search for that actual term, and you'll notice nobody has it in their title, okay, and then it's not really showing up in any of the URLs as well, so nobody is actually optimized that well for this. So those are the types of things that we're going to be looking for. I'm going to go over this more in depth with examples when we're actually doing keyword research, because we're going to just look at hundreds of keywords, or maybe not hundreds, but we're going to look at a lot of keywords, so I'll talk you through it as we're going through it. Okay, so we're going to go back to our selection list, so the Moz 10, and then the next thing you want to make sure is that the EMD is available. So if you find a keyword where everything is great, you know, you have great search volume, you're in a small city, you have low competition, all your numbers are matching up, well, that's great. Now the last check that we're going to want to do is make sure that there's an EMD available for you. An EMD stands for an exact match domain. So in this case, when we have Family Dentist Edmonton, what we're going to go do is we're going to check to see if that keyword is available to buy as a domain name. So we'll use Namecheap. I'll show you how to speed this up later in other lessons. But basically, I'm just going to type in the keyword, okay, and we're going to check the availability. And what we're looking for, okay, is the .com, the .net, and the .org. That's it. We're not going to go after .infos or .dentals or any fancy names like that. We're going to go after the 3 oldest. Now, the amount of these that are available is a signal. If you're inexperienced, if 1's available, that's great. If 3's available, that's even better. So the more that are available, the better it is. But if 0 are available, we're typically going to move on. Now, I say typically, I'll talk about that a little bit later on. So we can see Family Dentist Edmonton, the .net is available. That's a sign. We could check the .org if we want, just by typing in .org. Okay, that's this looks like it is available. So there's 2, and then the .com we can check as well. So we have 2 out of 3 available. Okay, and then this one, it's not available. So that's great. We could go after the .net next, and then the .org third. So make sure that one of those are available. Now, once you have found a keyword that you can have a tick box on every single one of those, you have found yourself a golden niche. Okay, that's definitely what you are looking for. It won't take you that much time to find them. Okay. I'm going to show you how to use, in another video, I'm going to show you how to use one of our software tools so that we can analyze things extremely quickly, which is going to be awesome for you guys. So one of the other things that I've built for you a tool is when we're talking about the NVPS, the niche value per sale. Okay, I built a rank and rent calculator that I'm going to give you guys access to, just to show you kind of how to measure the NVPS of your site. Okay, and it's a little bit, a lot to look at right now, but all you really have to look at is we're going to enter our main keyword search volume, okay, 500, and then what that means is the potential traffic that we could get for a keyword if we were to rank at number 1 is about 160 visits a month. If we were to rank at number 2, it'd be 125 visits a month, and if we were to rank in position 3, it would be 90 visits per month. Those numbers are important because the next conversion we have to worry about once we're getting traffic is actual phone calls. Now, if we can get our site set up in a proper way so that we're converting about 20% of our traffic into phone calls, what that means is with a 500 search volume keyword ranking at number 1, we're going to expect to get about 32 phone calls a month. Ranked at number 2, about 25. Ranked at number 3, at number 18. Now, the next metric that in our minds that we have to keep, just keep in our minds, okay, is the call conversion. Meaning, if we have this site rented out and we're sending them 32 calls a month, what percentage of those calls can that company actually turn into a sale? Now, this is a metric we're not in control of at all, but it's something we want to factor in and just kind of understand up front to see if it's going to be a profitable. So I like to use 20% conversion. If they get 10 calls, they can at least get 2 new clients out of that. So with all the other metrics in place, if we're sending them, if we have a keyword that's 500 searches a month, okay, we're going to get about 100 at number 1. We're going to get about 160 searches. We're going to get about 32 calls, and that means they're going to get about 6 to 7 new clients per month. Okay, now that we know we're getting them that many clients, how much is the NVPS? How much is the average profit per job that they make? Okay, we're not taking into consideration how much profit they're making net. We're taking gross. So let's say it was $500, whatever the service is. The estimated sales for the client that you can bring them is about $3,200 with a 500 search volume keyword and all these other elements in place. And then if we think, this business, if we're going to bring them $3,200 in new business, well, how much does it cost them to service the client, to run their business, right? So we're going to use a margin of 80%. We're only going to take 20% of that profit, right? So I mark this as 20%, which means for this one keyword, our rental value of the site at this is definitely a gross approximation. We could probably rent that site out around $600 to $700, okay, and which is a great amount of money for someone that's just beginning, just built a website and is just starting. $700 a month is a great number. So all these numbers, I'm going to let you play with this calculator, but all these numbers are doing is trying to give you an approximation of how much the site might be worth to you, and you want to make sure that it's worth enough. Like if you were, for instance, had a lawn mowing client and he's only making $50 a month, but there was 500 searches, you could see you could really only charge about $65 a month. It's not really worth your time. That's why we say we want to keep your NVPS at a minimum of 500. And the reason why is that way when you're searching for keywords that are around 200 per month, you still have about a $250 a month value. And it's okay because remember, that's just one keyword. We're going to be ranking for multiple keywords. So for instance, you might have a 200, you might have another 200, and you might have a 100, and you can see your NVPS is back up to 640. So this calculator is going to be used to help you choose whether that niche is really, really going to be profitable for you. A lot of times, guys, we're going to have like many keywords, not just 3. So I've allowed for 3 keywords. Okay, many times we're going to be able to rank for 3 keywords with 500, and we're going to be going after clients that are worth $5,000. And you can see the sites are worth, like, this is once again a gross approximation, but we can get sites that are worth between $10,000 to $20,000 that we can sell for $2,000 completely easily. So I want you to use this tool just to help you when you're analyzing your keywords to kind of visualize, is this even a site I want to go after? Is there profit to be made for the company? If I take a 20% cut, is there still profit to be made for me as well? So all these things matter. I want you guys to use these tools and keep them in mind in this video. So hopefully you like the video. This is how you are going to be picking a profitable golden niche. So we'll see you guys in the next video.